my name is Levi, and today I'm going to talk about ethical systems and why everybody has one. So to get us started, a lot of you have probably seen this before. This is called the trolley problem. You are this guy right here, and the trolley is coming and it's going to run over those 5 people. Unless you have the option, you could pull the lever, switch the track, it's going to go run over the other person. Neither of those are great options. Bad things will happen either way. But just sort of take note what you think you would do in this situation and keep it in mind. We're going to figure out which morality system you have. And there are 4 that I want to talk about today. Moral relativism, deontology, utilitarianism, and virtue ethics. Now, there's actually a lot more than this, but these are the ones that I think are logically consistent, so these are the ones that I'm going to talk about. And yeah, let's jump right in. So to start, we've got moral relativism. And if you're a moral relativist, you believe that depending on like what culture you're in or what your personal beliefs are, that's right and wrong for you. For example, you could talk about how if you are part of Hinduism, you cannot eat part of a cow. But if you're not part of that, then it's perfectly fine for you to do that. If you believe that that determines what's right and wrong for those different people, then you would be moral relativist. So some examples of moral relativists would be Unitarians, Daniel Radcliffe, I googled it, and also Friedrich Nietzsche, who is the person who came up with nihilism, which is also a moral relativist philosophy. All right, and then moving on, let's talk about deontology. So deontology is a system that believes that every action has an inherent moral value. For example, killing, stealing, always wrong. Helping someone out when they need it, always right. It's more about motivations than consequences, and if you're coming from a good place, that means you're doing the right thing. So some popular examples of deontology, in Corrie ten Boom's book, The Hiding Place, her sister Nali was hiding Jews from the Nazis at her home. But she believed that it was always wrong to lie. So when the Nazis showed up and they were like, hey, is this person living with you a Jew? She was like, yes, they are. Take them away. Which, I'm not going to editorialize. This is an informative speech. But, yeah. And then some people in my family sympathize because they're like, it worked out for her in the end, which is why my mom is up here as well. And also Batman because he never kills anyone, even though in some situations you feel like bad things come of that. All right, and then let's move on to the next moral system. We have utilitarianism. So utilitarianism is probably the most popular one we have here, and that basically means that it's about the consequences of your actions that determines whether or not they're right and wrong. Obviously, nobody can see the future, I think. So it's not like up to you to determine what the consequences of your actions are, but more to just keep them in mind. Like you can sometimes break the rules as long as you think you're using them to do the right thing. So some popular utilitarianists, anyone who's in an armed force would be utilitarianist because they do things that are popularly considered not right, like killing, hostage taking, whatever, because they do that for their country. They do that because they think that it's going to bring a better future. Same thing with political assassins. I'm not going to get into whether or not they're actually doing the right thing, but they always think they do, which makes them utilitarians. And then also Inigo Montoya, if you guys ever watch The Princess Bride, amazing movie. But yeah, we're going to move on to the final system of morality. We have virtue ethics. So Aristotle came up with virtue ethics a long time ago, and he basically believed that it was not really about doing the right thing, but becoming a person who would do the right thing. He said that we should strive for a set of virtues that is like the perfect sweet spot between 2 extremes. And different people have different virtues to strive for, but it's all about like self-improvement, which is why I have Shrek here. Shrek is the pinnacle of self-improvement, whether you like it or not. And if you're part of an Abrahamic religion, so that would be like Judaism, Islam, or Christianity, usually that's virtue ethics through the subset of like divine command. And then obviously Aristotle came up with it, so he gets to be in the sideshow as well. So to wrap up, there are 4 different systems of ethics that I decided to talk about today. We have moral relativism, deontology, utilitarianism, and virtue ethics. This is a really cool chart to sort of figure out what you are. You just sort of follow the truth tree and figure out where you stand. Yeah, thanks so much. Remember, for the trolley problem, you can pull the lever, you cannot pull the lever. There are great reasons to do either, but you've got to have a reason, or otherwise it's not okay. Thank you.